Good morning, students. In map scale, second part, here given the three type of scale. First is a verbal scale, second is a numerical scale, and third is the linear scale. In last period, we were learns about the what is the verbal scale or what is the numerical scale. But in short, verbal scale means the scale on which distance are expressed with use of the word. That means in the verbal scale, use the word and indicate word indicating measurement. That means here use word. This is known as the verbal scale. That means here given the example 1 centimeter is equal to 60. 1 centimeter is equal to 60 kilometer. That means in this example the words are used. So this is a verbal scale. Numerical scale, in short, the scale expressed as a ratio. That means one ratio, 1 is equal to 60 lakh. Here represent distance on map. That means here use only numbers. This is called as the numerical scale. Then linear scale. Here the third type of the scale is a linear scale. Linear scale. The scale is shown graphically on map. The distance between any 2 points on the map is measured with the help of linear or graphical scale. That means in the third type of the scale is the linear scale, and in this scale the scale is shown as a graphically on the map. म्हणजे तिथं ग्राफचा यूज केला जातो किंवा the distance between any 2 points on map is measured with the help of linear or graphical scale. That means in this type of scale there are used the map measured with use of the linear or graphical scale. Here given the diagram. Then here given the 50 kilometer and here 10 kilometer, 5 kilometer, 0, then 10, 20, 30, 40 kilometer. If the ruler is not available, then compass as blade of the grass or for the curve is thread can be used for measuring the actual distance between the place on the map. You will understand with the help of the next exercise. That means your rulers is not available, then a compass, then blade of grass or the curve thread can be used for the measuring actual distance between the places of map. Here given next point, the importance of graphical scale. That means what is the importance of the graphical scale? Very often it is necessary to reduce or enlarge the original map. During the process of this process, the scale of the map is changes. There are many methods of reducing and enlarging map. One of the by taking photocopy of the original map and reducing them, enlarge it. When the map is reduced or enlarged by with method of verbal and the numerical scale on the original map does not change, but if the graphical scale is drawn on the original map, then the scale change as per the changing size of map, although front of size. That means in the importance of a graphical scale. What is the importance of graphical scale? In the graphical scale, very often the necessary reduce or enlarge the original map. That means in the graphical scale, in this scale the change or reduce or enlarge the original map. म्हणजेच मॅप काय केला जातो, रिड्यूस केला जातो किंवा एनलार्ज केला जातो. During that process of scale of map change, there are many methods of reducing and enlarging a map. That means many methods used for the reducing or the enlarging of map. But take a photo of copy original map and reduce, enlarge it. That means one of the important method. Take a photo and this when the take a photocopy of the original map and then they reduce it or enlarge it. When the map the reduced or enlarged by method of verbal and the numerical scale, the original map does not change. At that time the original map is changed, no change, but this graphical scale is down, changing size of map. Only graphical scale is changing, map is changing, no, only size is changing in this map. Although the front size of verbal and numerical scale change, the value do not change, hence the graphical scale are down its atlas and wall map. That means although the font size of the verbal or numerical scale change, in the value do not change. In this font size, at that time font size is change in verbal and numerical scale, the value do not change, but hence the graphical scale are down it atlas or wall map. This is a atlas on. Try this in figure 9.6. Some location within the premises of the university are given. Distance between the statues and entrance gate is 0.5 km. Measure the distance and determine the scale. म्हणजे काय दिलेलं आहे इथं तर फिगर 9.6 मध्ये काय दिलेलं आहे, युनिव्हर्सिटी प्रिमिसेस दिलेले आहेत आणि त्यामध्ये काय करायचं आहे, द डिस्टन्स बिटवीन द स्टॅच्यू अँड द एंट्रन्स गेट आणि स्टॅच्यू मधलं काय करायचं आहे, डिस्टन्स मेजर्ड करायचं आहे. स्केलनं काय करायचं आहे ते एंट्रन्स गेट आणि कुठलं सांगितलं, एंट्रन्स गेट entrance measure the distance and determine the scale. University are given the distance between the statue and entrance. स्टॅच्यू आणि एंट्रन्स मधलं काय करायचं आहे, हा स्टॅच्यू आहे आणि स्टॅच्यू आणि एंट्रन्स मधलं स्केल मेजर करून तुम्ही इथं नोट डाऊन करायचं आहे. Write the verbal scale, numerical scale and graphical scale in the Vicent box in the sketch. On the basis of road shown between the two locations, calculate the actual distance between two locations on the basis of 9.6. Here given the health center of library, lake and additions office lake, at a tourism office, health center, tourism. Here given the length of river in figure, that means 1 centimeter is equal to 1 kilometer. This here write down the here on the basis of this, on the basis of road shown between the location, calculate the distance between two locations on the basis of figure 9.6. The river, then vehicle parking, then school, then theater, office, then library, hospital, park, lake, zoo, and then here given the lastly residential building. 6 here given the lake to library, that means lake to health center and library. Then health center, where is the health center? Shopping mall. Health center to library, where is the library? Here, health center to library. Measure the write verbal scale, numerical scale and graphical scale in Vicent box to sketch. Then here given the on the basis of 9.7 calculate the distance of various location from the shopping mall and write the table given below. Here given the distance, write the distance between the distance location from the shopping mall, that means here to shopping mall to write the table given from shopping mall and write the table. डिस्टन्स कुठून लिहायचं आहे, शॉपिंग मॉलपासून स्टार्ट करून ते नोट डाऊन करायचं आहे. देन large scale and small scale. When the small area on the ground it is shown covered a large area on map, it is large scale map. Map of city, village, agricultural field, etc. are the example of the larger scale map. Generally map with the scale of less than 1 is equal to 10,000 are known as a large scale map. That means when a small area on the ground is shown covering a large area, that means the small area on the ground is shown covering the large area, this is known as the large scale map. A map of city, map of village, agricultural field. This map is map is also example of the large scale map. Generally map with the scale less is here given the ratio 1 is equal to 10,000 are known as the larger scale. In the mathematics, when we compare to fraction, then the fraction with the smaller number in the denominations has higher value. Map scale are not in fraction but they are ratios. The same principle of the fraction is used while comparing ratios. Hence the numerical scale of 1 is equal to 10,000 is called as a large scale, and numerical scale 1 is equal to 50,000 is a small scale. In the mathematics, we compare two fractions with the fractions, then the fractions with a smaller number in the denominations has a higher value. That means in the mathematics we compare this fraction to the fraction, then fraction with the smaller number to denomination a higher number. Map scale are not in fraction but they are ratios. In our map we are use the fraction but use the ratios. The same principle fraction is used comparing ratio. Hence the numerical scale is 1 is equal to 10,000 is a large scale and 1 is equal to 50,000 is a small scale. When part of ground cover a small area, that means one part of ground is covered a small area map, they are called as a small scale map. The means small scale is showing information about the larger part earth, this small scale map. That means any scale used for the larger part of the earth shown in the small scale, this is called as a small scale map. Map is in atlas, world map are example of the small scale map. That means the atlas or world map, this is the best example of the small scale map. Most of map in all atlas are example of small scale map. Atlas is the best example of the small scale map. Here given the, always remember distance of map, verbal in this verbal type of scale written as a 1 centimeter is equal to 60 kilometer. That means in this verbal scale they used a word. Distance on ground. Second is the distance on the map. 1 is equal to 60 lakh distance on ground. This is the numerical scale because in this example numbers are used or ratio are used. Then distance on the map. Here given the graphical scale. In the graphical scale they are linear or the linear scale used or the linear scale used, and the this scale is shown is graphically. Here think about it. What is the need of map scale? Think about and write paragraph. This question you write in your notebook and write the answer of these questions. Always on the map, the left side the scale show distance the map, the right side show the actual distance of the ground. That means in the right side show the actual distance here is the actual distance and here is the left side. Scale show the distance on the map. Distance on the map here 1 centimeter is equal to 1 kilometer. 1 centimeter is the map scale. That means they show the distance on the map, and here the right side is the actual distance on the ground. Here always remember larger scale type of map, larger area, small information show more details. Example, map of village, school and agriculture field. Then second type of map, small scale. Small scale show larger, less detail, and here the atlas map, country, continent and world, etc. Then here given the classify the following numerical scale into large scale and small scale. The symbol of the village as per numerical scale 1 is equal to 1 lakh in shown. Think about the size would be changed as per the different scale. We try to sketches them in your notebook. This example solve in your notebook. Thank you.